ready. Yeah.
Now? Okay. First, I want to say that I'm very excited in this conference, very important. The second, I'm not a doctor, and I won't be. I'm only master in agriculture science, okay? I worked in the service extension in Israel in the Ministry of Agriculture, and I worked there 32 years. During the interview for this job, when I wanted this job, I have an interview, and I was asked by our manager, how can you manage an household with 2 children and do this work? Because before 32 years, most of the workers in the service extension was men. And I said that I can do it and I will do it very well. And before a year, I became a pensioner, as Tammy said. And I now have 4 children and 8 grandsons. And I finished the work with 3 certificates of appreciation. So a woman can do it if she wants. This is, I think that to succeed, you have to believe in yourself and your abilities, and you have to know that a woman always has to work more than work and prove herself more than a man, because she has to show for all the survivors in her work that she is good, okay? But you have to believe in yourself. This is the secret to succeed in this, okay? Now I want to tell you a little bit about myself, what I do in the service extension. I work 32 years, I said it. I trained about 100 of farmers. I run a greenhouse for testing new varieties in roses. It was very, very important because the breeders send us new varieties with data that he took in his country, Germany or Netherlands, and we must see how these varieties are acting in our climate, in our greenhouses. So after I test the varieties, I invite all the growers. There was 250 growers before 30 years. And they saw the varieties, they get a paper with the data, and so they decided what variety to replant in their greenhouse, okay? Before 20 years, Kenya began to grow roses, and it was very nice in Kenya. The development was very fast, and we can't compete with them because Tammy said also the labors in Israel is very expensive, and the climate in Kenya also we can't compete because they don't have to pay for energy in heating and cooling, because the weather is very, very good in Kenya. I was there before half a year. And I must to look for alternative crops for the Israeli growers. I will show you the crops later. I developed and improved the crops for the benefit of the farmers by experience, by transfer the knowledge that I know, and many groups from all over the world came to Israel, to the roses growers, to look and to learn how we grow roses. Okay. More than once, I was asked what is the secret of my success as a woman in such a work, and what do I do that the farmers follow my instruction that makes them successful? And I said 3 or 4 answers: professionalism, reliability, very important, diligence. I think that an advisor has to visit the farmers every day, no, not every day in the same farm, but every day to go out from the office and to be at the farmers, to learn from them, to teach them, and to transfer all the activities, good activities that one farm do to another farm, and so all of us learn together. Never give an instruction that you are not sure, because if the instruction won't be successful, it is very expensive to the farmer to pay it and then to have a damage in the greenhouse. You understand? Very important. Now I speak about roses. The size of the roses floriculture in Israel now is only 40 hectares, 45 growers. In Kenya, in 20 years, there are 3,500 hectares in 20 years. Top colors of the roses in Israel is white and red. You see them. One of them is lovely red. This is good? No? I have to come to here. This is lovely red without thorns. And this is avalanche, the main varieties in Israel. Marketing the roses only in the local market, because we can't compete with the roses that are coming to the market in Europe from Kenya and Zimbabwe and Ethiopia. They have a very good quality, and therefore we are only 40 growers. And the number of the roses flowers in Israel is 50 million flowers in 1 year. We can grow roses in a greenhouse, also in a tunnel, but it's not so good. But you can, if the tunnel is high. Suspended substrate, we have some volcanic stone. Most of the growers in Israel are growing in volcanic stones. I like very much this substrate. But it's also good in coconut, perlite, rock wool, and a little bit in Israel is also in the soil. In Kenya, many farmers are in soil. We must climate control, because in the summer it's very hot, in the winter it's cold. We have 2 systems by hot air or hot water. A cooling system from the spring to the winter, to the autumn, by roof windows, by cool pad, by ventilation. We must also do fertigation control, and we gave water only with drip irrigation, but we must control the drainage to look after the acidity, to the salinity, and what the water are contained, if it's enough nitrogen, not enough, and all other nutrients. Flower harvest all over the year, if we do all the controls. Here you can see in rock wool, here in the soil, here in coconut and perlite, and this is volcanic stones. seedling is by cuttings and also by grafting seedling or woody seedling. It depends what variety you want to plant and in what season you want to plant. But this is the three options of seedling. 6,500 plants in 1 dunam. And we replant in Israel every 5 years, sometimes 3 years, if the variety is not good or not don't give a good benefit for the growers. So we do a replant before, but most of them in 5 years. Picking the flowers after 2 months, after 2 months after planting. Yes, no. Here I see. This is a bacteria which come with the propagation, with the plants. It's do goals. You see this. First of the roots and then of the stems. And it's become a great damage in the plantation. So we must know that the propagation is free from this bacteria. It looks like this months after planting. You see all the bends are, all the stems are bent. And now we wait to the stems that we will cut. It will be a month or a month and a half later. It depends on the weather and the time that you plant the seedling. This is also a very important activity to do in the greenhouse, to remove the swings. You see that are growing. I think you know of this because I saw your flowers, you do it. But you have to do it very early, before it's too long. Because in this stage, it will do a damage for the stem. There will be a wound, okay? So to do it very early when they are going out. We have some group varieties. We have tea breed. The first, big flowers, long stems. The yield is lower and the price is high because you have lack of stems. Like Lovely Red, I show you the red one, Red Naomi, Athena, and more. The other group is Sweetheart. The flowers are smaller, short stems, high yield, and the price is lower. Very fitting to bouquets. Abracadabra, for example, Chelsea, Mercedes, it was in the past, Jaguar, but there are many. And also we have medium, not this and not this, between. Avalanche, the white one, is from the medium. Spatial Show is 2 colors in one flower. I think that you have it, white and pink. Spray, you know what is spray? I will show you a picture. In general, red varieties are high demand in Valentine's Day, in International Women's Day, in Mother's Day, in Grandmother Days. The market wants the red one. And it is the greenhouse looking when we want to direct the blossoming to the Valentine's Day or the Mother Day. So all the flowers are picking in a week or 10 days, and it looks like this, This is a picture of one of my growers. I want to say that from my experience, if a wife is in the farm is succeed very good. And here you can see me alone with all the men in experiment, and we discuss the experiment, and in this way there are also some growers. This is growers, is service extension, is in the service extension, and in these meetings we transfer the knowledge of the experiment. I said that you can grow roses in a tunnel, but it must be high. Also greenhouse we recommend to be high because the hot air is going up, and if you have also roof windows, it can go out, and the climate in the greenhouse will be nice. Another way to control the climate is reflective screen. We close it when it's hot, when the radiation is high, and the temperature goes down. You can see here also roses for pot plants, for the garden, for the house. It's also a market. Why? This is a cool pad. We need it in Israel. The water are flowing on the pad, and the ventilation on the other side, and pull the hot air from outside, and the air, when it's come in contact with the pad, it became cooler, and all the greenhouse became cooler. But the humidity outside must be low. If the humidity is high, it don't work so good. It must be in days when the humidity outside is low. And here you can see the ventilation. On the other side, every 1 dunam has 4 of them. Another way, it's I think new 5 years. We put net shrivels on the flowers, and when they are very young, not in this side, when they are very close, and the temperature of the buds became lower, about 2 degrees, and the flower is nice. We do it in, it's need labors to do it, it's much work, but it is good if the variety get a good price. It's all also a way. Heating system, you can see here by hot water, and I want to show you to say the blackening of a red one if we don't use the heating, and in the morning there is a radiation, the sun in the morning, so the petals became black, and we can't market them, sell them. Pest control in roses, we do it by spraying, by evaporate sulfur against downy mildew, and also by dusting. In the right is dusting. The laborers don't like to do it because it's not so naim. Yes. But it's a good way, because it's make the humidity lower. It's take the water from the leaves. Spray varieties. You see This is a stem of spray variety. It is different from the other varieties because one stem had 4 buds, 4 or 5 buds. It's very nice, I think. And here you can see how it looks in a bucket. And there you can see some other colors of roses. Another spray. Here you can see the big color, abracadabra. What else I see? And this group, it's a new group. It looks like ranunculus. This rose looks like a ranunculus. It's a niche in the roses. It's very, yes. Okay. This I want to show you how it looks in a greenhouse, testing the varieties. We put paper with the name, sometimes also with the breeder, is known Olay from Germany. And we write all the flowers that we cut for 3-4 months. And we look up of the flower. We want to learn for what is sensitive. You must know how he is in your greenhouse. If he is sensitive to diseases and so else. And the color, what was the color in summer? Maybe not the same color, okay? Very important to do it. Sanitation is also very important. You must cut the flowers to water, sometimes to put chemical in the water, and to wash. This picture is from Kenya. They do it very nice. They wash the bags, containers, I don't know. Containers with soap. They wash it very good every day. In Israel, it's not every day, once a week, once 2 weeks. But they must have flowers with a long life because they send them to the market in Europe, to the market in Japan, to China, to all the nesichuyot, I don't know how to say, Amirit, yes. They are now the center of the flowers of the world. So they must do everything good. Okay. What is there? I I want to show it how we grow roses before 20 years, 20, 25 years in the right side. The plantation is high. The flowers not so nice because it is high. And now we cut the flowers very low. The stems are very high. The flowers are very nice because we have a great area of green leaves which do photosynthesis. Okay, and another thing that is good, they evaporate from the leaves water which cool all the surround. Very important. I like very much this. I told you that I looked for alternatives for my growers. So one alternative was to grow ornamental branches for bouquets. Characteristic perennial plants, they grow all the year. They are growing in net houses and also in the open fields. Colors of leaves, there are green, red. I saw outside here in the farm also you have some of them. Silver or big colored. We cut them all over the year. In Israel especially, we market in deals. The growers know before they send the flowers to the market what the price of the branches. It is an example in a net house, Aspidistera. You can go. We have 3 kinds of them with yellow, green, or spotted, yellow spotted. The difference between all the species of the ornamental branches is the percent of the shade on the net. This, for example, need 90% shade and very low water. Ruscus, it's a very good culture, needs 70% of shade. Pittosporum, 60%. So this is the difference. And also the irrigation, fertilization. This is an experiment in Ruscus. In the right, a colleague that do with me the experiment, and in the middle is the farmer. This is very important for me to show you because I found something that benefit the growers with 30% more yield, because there was something in the rose. When I began to work with Ruscus, there was a symptom that looks like a disease, botrytis disease. I will tell you about it tomorrow. And all the growers spray and spray and spray against this symptom because everything said that it is botrytis. When I came to work with this culture, I said that it's not botrytis because I saw it in very dry days. And botrytis needs wet. So I said it's not. And I found that it was a lack of calcium. Calcium is something in the water, but it's not enough, and we have to add it by spraying. So now all the growers of Ruscus spray Ruscus every week, once in 7 days. But the benefit is very good. Okay? So this is the important by experiments. And the experiment was in this farm, with this farmer. Here it's written Hankat Ashlegan, but it was one of the treatments. Yes? Philodendron, another kind of ornamental leaves. More? Asparagus, I saw in the bouquet that you use it in this farm. This is asparagus, but there are many species. Yes. I think this is this. Maybe? Or this? No, this. What more? We see it green leaves, gray silver. In Israel, many growers grow this. Silver dollar, it calls silver dollar. Very good, very nice. Big color, you see, kissos. More, you can, this you have here in the farm, I see. This, the big color, you can go more. Green ornamental branches in the open field, more. Safari, Gravilea, many kinds of, this is growing in the open fields. Now, eucalyptus, silver dollar, you see also in the open fields. And now I want to show something. Where is this? Someone gave me this, you. Yes. Hibiscus. Yes. You see? And I didn't know that you will give me. It's in the lecture. This is Hypericum. This is also branches for bouquets. This is called Hypericum, also outside, not in a greenhouse. And this is Hibiscus also, and she tell me that she is doing from this to drink. And we have a farm in Israel which do from this jam and liquor and wine and a place, מרכז מבקרים, I don't know how to say, visitor centers, and people with children came to see it, and they test and buy jams, buy liquor, buy wines, very nice from this. So you can why? You see the branches in the bouquets with I see with apple also. It's very nice. In parties, in weddings, very nice. Another crop is Gypsophilia. I think that you know it. It's the main filler in bouquets. You can go, you see. The main colors is white and pink. In Israel, 15 hectares, not so much, but it's a good culture. Growing in net house, greenhouse, and open fields in the soil, but you must, I think for all the crops, you must to do, if you want to go on the soil, to do high beds, growing beds, not without, because you must care the drainage to go out. So the plant won't be in water, in water which are free water, which are staying with the roots. Trailing for 1 meter high. Gypsophilia is a long day. We can go. A long day plant, so we lengthen the day with light, with bulbs. Now in Israel we use the LED because the LED energy is cheaper. Okay. You can see how they grow it in high beds. And now they bring the flowers from the greenhouse in water, in bucket with water. Very important. No. Post-harvest, it's new in Israel, I think 10 years. They cut the flowers close and open them in the storage with chemicals, but not, and they get flowers with long life in this system. You see? In a packing house. It's some bouquets with Gypsophilia, with roses, with carnation, with gerbera. It's nice. This I photo in Kenya in the exhibition. It was a wall with Gypsophilia. It's written here BL, Beauty Line, the name of the company. It's Danziger, if you know. The farm called the Beauty Line. It was very nice. I know in the picture maybe not so, but it was very, very nice. Now I want to show a little thing about post-harvest in Calla Ethiopica. It's also a crop that alternative crop for the roses. The farmer that you see is from the Bedouin sector. I was an advisor also in the Bedouin sector. And he's the best, in the past he grew roses, but as I told you, that we need to stop grow roses. He chose to grow Calla, and is the best grower in Israel, and his flowers are in high demand in the market in Europe because invest efforts in the treatment after the picking, and I will show you what you do. Post-harvest color, no. He covered all the tables with polyethylene, and he cleaned it. You know, Calla Ethiopica is white and very sensitive, so it must be clean, no damage in the flower, because if you do a damage in the packing house, you don't see it, but in the market you see it. It became brown. On the wagon, which bring the flowers from the greenhouse, also he put a material, he laid, and the flowers are outside. Here is the stems, and the flowers are here. After picking the flower, and he puts them in the cooling room, you see also the flowers are outside the table. After sorting them to the length, before bunching, not too much pressing. You see, very nice. Padding the flower with crushed papers also to prevent the damage, and no flowers are contact with another flower. It's like this, in stages. Here you can see the order in putting the flowers, okay? And the Calla is a bulb, so after picking, you have to put out from the tooth, from the volcanic stone, the bulbs, and to put them in the storage. This is the father, and you do it very, very nice. He put them in a shikva layer, in a low layer, and after it, put insect powder against the disease and the insects. Yes. With ventilator, you see, it's ventilating the air. And if you want to see, I have a little סרטון, film about to see what is going in Kenya.
Okay, it's a video?
Yes, yes, it's has to wear.
Shafi, video.
I think that there is no flowers that they don't try and grow in Kenya. Many buyers from the market came, from the auction, farmers. Okay. The knowledge is, I think, the most, not all, but most knowledge is from Israel. And many managers of the farms are from India.
Kenya.
Yes, you know it?
So it's more Indo-Israel cooperation.
They invest in India. Many of them are investing in India, in Kenya. Right, is the end. Liliot and chrysanthemum, many roses. Gypsophilia.
ובתמונות יש
אוקיי.
צלם לא משהו.
לא, אני לא רוצה להגיד מי הוא.
The pictures are beautiful, but the photographer,
Not professional. זהו, אוקיי. אוקיי. I finished. You want to ask answer? שאלתי, you want to ask something?
Ma'am, Mike. They have some queries, I think.
תעזרו לי בתרגום.
Yeah, you can ask.
Yes, yes.
Directly ask.
You can stand.
יאיר, באלגנטיות, אם המבטא שלה לא ברור ושוש לא מבינה, אז
Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank you so much for this wonderful topic.
Online.
So, ma'am, I have two questions. Like one is on rose and one is on gypsophila. So, rose cultivation, you have mentioned it like you use seedlings. That means cutting propagation. Here, majority farmers they go for budded plants, tea budding plants.
What is
Grafted plants they use.
מה?
grafting.
grafting?
כן.
Okay.
Ma'am, I
The
just
woody
want to-
plants are grafting, and also seedlings you have cuttings without grafting and with grafting.
No, ma'am. My question is, what kind of like planting material you use for the commercial
Rosa indica.
cultivation?
You know what is Rosa
It's
indica?
grafting or cutting plants.
We know in our varieties what is suitable or need the grafting or what you can plant without grafting, and you also get a good yield and good quality because it's expensive, the seedling with grafting.
So cutting is for cutting purpose. They go for good selection of the mother plant, and then they'll go for the cutting. This multiplication of the.
I like
plants.
very much cutting, but
Cutting.
for cuttings you must grow on the artificial media of volcanic stones or coconut, or not in the soil. In the soil you must graft. Okay.
What rooting hormone do you use, ma'am, for the
Or
propagation?
Moril 3 in the nursery.
Yes, ma'am.
אמרתי, or Moril 3, אני לא יודעת איך קוראים, it's called in Israel, or Moril 3, I don't know.
Rooting hormone.
Hormone 3, yes?
3.
Hormone 3.
הורמון 3, אני לא יודעת,
If you
אתה
want
בטח
to
יודע.
write, she can write it for you.
Yes,
אותו
ma'am,
דבר,
yes,
he
ma'am.
said,
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Yair said it the same year.
And one more thing, ma'am. Why I have asked, because here in India they have extensively, as per my knowledge, they go for budded plants or grafted plants. We don't go for the propagation of cutting purpose. Just I wanted to know that which rooting hormone extensively they use for this propagation purpose for the multiplication, because here I think we fail majority. By the cutting in the cutting process. So I just wanted to know which rooting hormone that they use in the Israel.
What is the success rate?
Ma'am, I don't know, because we extensively use budded plants. Tea budding, we go for that this mass multiplication. So this cutting purpose, I didn't know this. So
היא אומרת ש...
יודעת שהרבה נכשל.
אבל אצל כולם, גם בישראל.
Even in Israel a lot fail, she's saying.
Not all of them. If it is a professional nursery, they know how to do it 80%. But in Israel now, there are not enough nurseries that do it. So I learn them to do it by themselves. And not always it's successful. It's enough that once you don't give water, or there is a disease, okay? But they try and try and try.
and also, ma'am,
We have a protocol. I have a protocol for doing it. I can put it down? No, I need it. I
Yeah,
need.
they will hear it.
ma'am, in the pruning process also, you have mentioned that. Can you please elaborate little pruning process of the roses? Like when to prune.
Yes, when you prune.
At like 3 months we
Prune or cut the flowers? Prune?
prune, yeah.
Okay,
pruning.
gizum.
Yes.
Yes. After you prune, it's good to spray against diplodia, against a disease which called diplodia. I don't know how to tell you now what is the name. I think diplodia.
But at what stage do you prune, she is asking?
What?
באיזה שלב? מתי?
מיד.
Right away? You start pruning?
Today you prune half dunam, after it spray.
At what height? באיזה גודל, באיזה שלב?
If, הבנתי, I understand. If you cut the flowers all the time low, you don't have to prune. Prune is a farmer, they don't do it good, okay? Then he has, after some months or a year to prune. The best in Israel, if you do it after the winter, February, near the spring. מה?
ורדים שמגדלים בישראל, או גידלו בישראל יותר נכון, בקניה, עושים גידול אחד שנתי או עושים יותר מגידול אחד שנתי?
זה רב שנתי.
לא, אבל בגיזום.
בגיזום? אנחנו לא גוזמים. זה מה שאמרתי. אני רוצה לראות את המטה שלהם ולהזמין.
בגידול נמוך?
בעצם רק בקיטום של הפרחים, שמורידים את ה...
זה הגיזום. The picking, the cutting flowers is the prune. You understand? Very low.
No, my question is after planting, when do you go for first pruning? And then after harvesting, yes, we'll also go for like...
No, we bend the branches, we don't prune. And coming new branches, we cut them as flowers. Okay? אני לא שומעת.
זה אותה שיטה,
כן, כן, כן. אני בגלל זה רציתי לראות, אני נורא רוצה לראות. הזנים שונים, אבל זה קבוצות. It's groups, קילאי תה או sweetheart, זה אותו דבר.
Maybe one last question, and then we will move on, okay? Give you like one last question.
There are more questions?
Ma'am, last question.
Another
for
one.
Gypsophila, you have mentioned that you are going to give the lights.
Light?
For their like photoperiod.
In Gibsonite, in
Gypsophila.
Gypsophilia.
Gypsophila. You
Yes.
have mentioned it. You are going to give the artificial light. So
The-
how many hours you are going to give the artificial light for the Gypsophila? Like that?
We length the day to 16 hours, okay?
16 hours.
Yeah.
For how long period you are going to provide the light for the Gypsophila?
Till you see
plant?
the buds.
Oh, flowering buds, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, because I didn't know, because for chrysanthemum we used to give the lights.
In
but
Israel now, it's also my experience, I'm the first in the world, that doing an experiment of not photoperiodic light, photosynthetic light.
Yeah, photosynthetic.
And very good, very good successful and very good high yield, but it costs very much
Yes.
to buy the bulbs.
Uh,
Maybe some growers are doing it now.
so from the beginning of the planting till flowering, we are going to provide the light for Gypsophilia. That's what you are mentioning, right, ma'am? Like 16 hours of light.
כן, כן. לא, first you want to have the leaves, the stems, and after it, or when you want to see the flowers, then you open the...
Okay, after the planting. Yes. But this I didn't know. For Gypsophilia I didn't know. For chrysanthemum I knew.
נשלח, chrysanthemum is shorter, it's the opposite.
Opposite.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Therefore I said that you must learn the culture, what he needs, and to what is sensitive, and to, you understand? Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Susanna, and thank you, Namita.
for your questions. And now it's time to invite our scientist, Dr. Kranti from Indian Agricultural Research Institute, who is going to give you a presentation about the plant protection, especially the nematode management. She is doing since last few years the research on this plant protection. And before she starts, I believe that I have a good news for all of you, that on my request to Department of Horticulture, Tamil Nadu, they have agreed to give you the dinner here only in the lights. Is it okay? Thank you, Department of Horticulture for this.
Working? Can I put this little down?
Yeah, you can speak. Just try.
Hello?
Presenter, right?
Yeah.
Need over here or no?
What?
The presenter. Presenter is enough, right?
I will present. I will. First slide.
You need here? Because
I
can copy.
No, I can present from there. Yeah. Namaskar. Yeah. No, namaskar. Namaskar. I think all you are here. Okay. So, my name is Kranti. I joined my service in 2016. But seriously, I started working from 2018. You know why? Maternity leave, kids, and all these things. Okay. Ma'am, you please come here. No, I won't teach you. I will talk. Okay. So, I'm very much happy because today I am speaking to the India's most beautiful ladies and also from the Israel. Okay. So let's start with the presentation. You know what? The best quality in the women is that she takes every problem as her own problem. When a farmer or a kid or a husband, mother, in-laws, when they come to a woman with a problem, she treats it as her problem. Not only in our family, but also in our professional life also. How and why I will prove here. Okay? Sorry. Where is next button? This one? Huh? Okay. How many of you know about plant parasitic nematodes? Yes, beautiful ladies. How many of you know about plant parasitic nematodes? Please raise your hand. Full hand. Not half. Full hand. I also believe in full hands. Okay. What do you know? Can you please? Yes, ma'am. Tell me what do you know about nematodes? Yeah. Yeah.
The growth of the plants.
Growth of the plants. So, ma'am, in one of your presentation, you were telling that you have seen knots in the roots. So, you please see my slides and you please resemble whether it is that knots or not, okay, on the plant roots. You were mentioning, right? And have you seen the damage in the field level? Back side, last, yes. Have you seen the damage? Have you ever seen how they cause damage on the roots? I need from the last. Yes, please stand up. Because I always concentrate on last. We can speak without mic also. Mic also, that is our quality. Yeah. What type of damage you have seen? No. Anybody? Yes. Don't give name as tumor, otherwise they will. Yeah. Knots form. So I think 80% of them are not aware of it, right? So because it's very important for me to learn the audience before giving any, before discussing anything, right? So first I will talk about rice, then ornamental plant, crops, cucurbits, especially in the protector cultivation, and the nematode associated with plantation and fruit crops, and management aspects, what we have been doing here, and a new reports that has been reported. I am working as a scientist in a project where the headquarters is in New Delhi. So from north to south, east to west, I have to move all the year round. So what are the problems I came across? I have been tried to make it short because it is a 2-3 days lecture. Okay, it's a big subject. So these are the nematode. Ma'am, you know about the nematodes, right? You know them. Yeah. So this is female. It's very interesting that female is dominant in these nematodes. Female is the more and female is very dominant and female is very dangerous, and a man failed to control this female. Okay, this is male, which is of no importance other than reproduction, and this stylet, you know, yeah, this is known as stylet. We call it as Sudi in Telugu, Sui in Hindi. It's like needle. So what the nematode will do, it will pierce into the cell, it will suck the nutrients. I hope everybody can see. It sucks the nutrients and then it stops the passage of the water, and then eventually the plant will wilt and dry. Plant सड़ के मर जाता है, right? So we categorize the nematodes into different groups. Okay, so what are the different groups? They are migratory, second, third is of not of much importance, but these sedentary endoparasites and migratory endoparasites, they are of much economic importance. Why? Because you have seen in small kids, they are crying in the night times, all mothers. Why? Worms in the stomach. So what we do, you know, ma'am, our mothers and our grandmothers, in the anus area they put oil, coconut oil, castor oil in the anus area. They put oil so that female, when it can't come out, it lays eggs. Then they feel itching and they cry. We don't know, we just beat and make them sleep. So that's the reason. So here also in plant parasitic nematodes, this fifth one and fourth one, sedentary endoparasites, means the females, they go inside the roots, they make their home and they stay there. They won't come out. Okay, they lay their eggs, they won't come out, and then they die. Migratory endoparasites, these nematodes, they go into the roots, then they travel, okay, and then they cause. So I will show these type of symptoms. So I will be mainly focusing on these two groups. Clear? All clear, because this time na it's so our plant parasitic nematodes, it takes it occupies 10% of the total pests. Okay, even though the number is very small, but they are very notorious. I will show you how. So this India, our major staple food is rice and wheat. So nematodes have been a very popular pest of rice. But even though this research has been started in late 1950s, but till now, majority of the farmers and the state field functionaries, like you all blessed ones, you people don't know much about this because it's a hidden subject. But now it's becoming more popular, and hope more government officials will take up this subject, right? So first is root knot nematode, rice stem nematode, white tip nematode, rice root knot nematode, and cyst nematode is not of much importance. So this is a infected nursery of this rice root knot nematode, Mylodogon gramilicola. Mylodogon means pear-shaped. The female is pear-shaped. That's why it's got a melon shape, pear or melon shape. Watermelon, you know, watermelon. So that's why it's a melon shaped. So life cycle is very small, 30 days. You can see here the stunted growth in the field, patchy growth. This is because of this nematode. And you can see here galls. Galls, these are heart-shaped galls. This is because of this is a particular symptom. And you can see this only in the nurseries, especially the officers from the Jammu, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, please raise your hands. whenever you go to the nurseries, you just uproot them. You will find this, especially in SRI. Okay. And after some days the roots will turn like this, the down picture. Okay. So this is the overview of the nursery. This picture I had taken from Haryana, how the patchy appearance. Now from the field itself we can say that yes, their nematode is present. We are now making farmers and state field functionaries convinced, yes, this is nematode, because earlier plant pathologists were used to be hindrance to us. Because they tell no, it is a disease. We tell no, this is nematode. But now it's a hidden, it's a proven fact. Right? So these are the symptoms I had explained you. Another very important is Aphelencoids basae. So Aphelencoids basae from the, especially in Orissa, Assam. Yes, ladies from the Orissa and Assam. Have you come across this type of leaves in the field? Yes, have you uprooted? Don't uproot it, because this nematode don't stay in the soil. It don't live in the soil, it stays in the above ground, okay? Don't uproot it. So if you see the first 2 to 5 centimeter, it is whip-like structure, it is twisted. The female, it feeds on it and it makes that first 5 centimeter or 4 centimeter whitish or yellowish in color. So this is a particular symptom of this. This is known as a white tip nematode because the tip of the leaf is whitish or yellowish in color. Clear? Is it boring or interesting?
Clear.
Okay. Interesting, thank you. Okay. Okay. Now, when we see the kernels, see how badly it's looking. So, from the view itself, we can see that yes, this is because of this Aphelencoids. The stunted, small panicles, distorted glumes, and this is known as a distortion of the flag leaf stage. So don't confuse it with the disease. Okay, you observe whether it is a nematode or not. Now how to observe, how to confirm it, that I will also tell you in my further slides. So this is, especially we will find this type of problem in the tillering stage of this white nip nematode. And you can see the nematodes here, the thread-like structures, they are not dead. They are not dead. They can survive more than 30 years in anaerobic stages. Bina pani ke, without water, bina pani ke, they can survive in the anaerobic stages, and hence nematodes are very, very dangerous. So this is a particular structure that they form inside the glumes, grains. So this is another major disease known as an Ufra disease, especially in West Bengal, Assam, Orissa. Anybody from the state? What, ma'am? Yeah. But the good news is that the scientists working in AICRP of nematodes, they successfully controlled this nematode by changing the planting time. So now the disease is very less in your state. It's almost negligible. So here also this nematode forms a nema wool. By the name itself, wool matlab pata hai na, wool, sweaters ka wool. So like a wool, it will woo itself and it will stay as an anaerobic stage. The moment it will get water, it will revive. So this is again a very notorious nematode. So these are the 3 different stages we call as Ufra 1, Ufra 2, Ufra 3. These are the detailed structures, pictures. Yes, Hirschmanilia species. I told that the 4th category, which is migratory endoparasite. The female enters, the female, not only female, all the stages enters the roots, it moves along the roots, it forms the tunnels. Okay, so these type of reddish lesions you can see. You can see here. Reddish type of lesions. This is a particular symptom of this rice root nematode Hirschmanilia species. This was not a big problem till last few years, but now in the, especially in the northeast states, anybody? Yeah, there its problem is coming, but still it will take few years. Yes, ma'am. हाँ मैम yeah. Yeah, she is telling that the standing plant itself will die. There is no way. Yeah. So these are the few nematodes I have listed because I have listed because they don't think that with flower plants there are no nematodes associated. See how many nematodes are associated on the right hand side. Now jasmine. Ma'am, you are putting jasmine now on your head? Yeah. This is also infected by nematode. This is also no new problem. Okay. So this root knot nematode. Miledogon means root knot nematode. Common name is root knot nematode because it forms root knots in the roots. And Pratlengis means lesion nematodes. Lesion matlab dhabbe. In Hindi you call dhabba. It forms lesions on the roots. So this type of symptoms you can see on this jasmine. This is an emerging problem in South India. Okay. Then in tuberose, again aphelancoids and root knot nematode, especially in West Bengal, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and also in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Yes, please raise your hand who are from these states. Please raise your hands. Yes, this is called participation, not like sitting and listening. Yeah. It's there, yeah. So you can see the flowers down. This is a healthy flower. You can see the down flower. This is the typical symptom. If you see this type of this means it is infected with aphelancoids. Aphelancoids stays not in the soil, above the soil. Okay. If you see this type of leaves in the tuberose, it is again infected by these aphelancoids, bacilli. And this disease is known as a floral malady. Okay. This is the leaf symptom. Flower I had shown you already. This is the flower. And then the buds fail to bloom, then there will be no market value. No market value. So whenever, because you people, we scientists and farmers are at two ends of the bridge. You people bridge that gap. So it's very important for us to make you know, not to teach, sorry, make you know. Because I also learned from you. So dusty brown spots, all these are symptoms. If you want, you can take my PPT also. So management. The things that are highlighted here, see generally in India, sir and madam, we hardly suggest chemicals to the farmers because of phytotoxicity effects, high rates. So then most of the farmers now they want to turn to be the organic farmers. So we generally go for this neem seed kernel cake and this tolerant varieties and crop rotation and all these things. So this first thing, the pre-soaking of the tuberose bulbs in plain water or in NSK 4% was found to be very effective. Even though the management practices are very less, we are in the process of developing it. Okay. So another disease of tuberose is mainly caused by this root knot nematode. Here also, the main thing is that we apply this Poconia chlamydospora and Trichoderma harzianum to control this disease complex. Now I want to share you that nematode don't directly cause damage to the roots. Nematode is a very brilliant organism. Why? I told you that nematode pierces, sucks the cell septs and it provides holes. It causes wounds. If you get hurt in our leg or hand, a wound is created, right? Then what happens? Other microorganisms will enter and there will be infection. So same in the case of plants. It will provide wounds on the roots, right? Other microorganisms like Fusarium, Botrytis, what you all were mentioning, it will enter and it forms a disease complex. Here comes the conflict between nematologist and the plant pathologist. They tell that it is a disease, we tell this is a nematode, but this is because of the complex. So we should work in collaboration. You were telling them, ma'am, we should under the blanket. It is very difficult, but yes, we have to work it. So this is again Aphelanchus bacillae and gladiolus. And this is also disease complex called Pseudomonas. and this is a major problem in Karnataka state, which is in the southern part of India. And aloe vera also. Have you ever imagined that aloe vera will be infected by root knot nematode? Yes, it is also getting infected. So whenever you go to the field, take the permission of the farmer and start uprooting one of you. Okay, don't uproot all. Yes, Crosandra also, it is getting infected by Pretlancus and Mesodogan in combination with Fusarium. So again it's causing a wilt. Here also we take neem cake, apply at the nursery stage, also at the main field stage. Now in roses, ma'am, you were telling in roses. Roses also is infected by this complex of the nematodes. Like I mentioned here, root knot nematodes, Ziphinema, Hoplolimus, Pretlancus, Styloncorhynchus. So when we see the rhizosphere of the rose, we found a plenty of the genera of the nematodes. So some research has to be done here.
When you go in the soil?
Yeah, in few parts, not across the country, in few parts of the, especially in southern parts. Yes, you can see the major threat I had written in red color. Yes, why I had written in red color? Red is always a danger color. So why? In Muzaffarnagar, UP, anybody from UP? You are from UP, okay. So in 2017 or 18, I don't remember, we just visited to the Gerbera poly houses and we had seen this condition. The farmer was a lawyer by his profession. He was very educated, very wealthy, but unable to maintain his poly houses. Why? So luckily we found, when we uprooted it, we found it is fully infested with root knot nematode. And you can see here how the leaves were looking like. See, this is the condition. And you can see the roots here, that last. So, and always remember, this nematode problem is a very big problem in sandy soils. Sandy soils, not in the moisture, not in the very black soils or like this. So, and ultimately it has led to the death of the plants. Have you seen this type of the roots in the polyhouses and among cucumbers? Yes? No, this is root knot nematode. Only because of nematode. No, there is no role of any pathogen here. Only because of nematode. Root knot nematode has made the leaks. This we found in the farmers' polyhouses when we were doing this survey. And this is from Haryana and Rajasthan we found. This is from the Panipat. This is capsicum roots. Fully infested. Fully infested. The farmers were about to remove their polyhouses. Much, I think 80 to 90 lakhs of rupees they were in loss. So it was a very I can't express in words. It was a very bad situation, and this was in COVID time. 1920, 2021, all COVID time, right? So we just went to the Alwar, Rajasthan, and we found this type of polyhouse. Okay. Now going and finding the polyhouse is not the solution, right? We have to manage it. We can't control nematodes. Remember, my dear ladies, we can't control nematodes. It's like a diabetes disease. We can't stop diabetes in a particular period. We can manage it. We have to control diabetes. It's like this. But it is not a cancer, okay? So, what we do, it was a big challenge. I was telling now, yes, women takes, everybody's problem has her own problem. So I took this as my problem, our problem. So with two technicals and myself, we decided to do. Now the big question is that farmer has already imparted so much of silver nitrate, full of nematicides, pesticides, and what not. The all earthworms have disappeared from his field. The condition of the soil was so worst that if you plant, nothing will grow. So this was the situation before us. Now what to do? So we adopted the Israel technology, soil solarization, which was developed by Carton. So first we did, we level the soil. First picture, ma'am. We level the soil. Then, very important, don't advise farmers to flood the polyhouse. You have to give slight irrigation. Majority of the farmers, 99% of the farmers, they give fully flood irrigation. पूरा खेत पानी से भर देते हैं. And then they lay this polythene sheet. This polythene sheet thickness also is very important, madam, because it should be 25 micron thickness. If it is more than that, it don't work. If it is less than that, it won't work. So all these technical things you should explain to the farmers, and it's very difficult to convince farmers also. So those two other things, other two people were my technicals, and this is peak summers, May, June. Imagine in Haryana, May, June, sir, you know what is the temperatures there, and inside the polyhouse it will be like a pressure cooker. We feel like coming out, but we can't come out, right? So we did this. I had written here to 1920, which was a COVID time, and sir, we didn't took any permission. We just moved out. No permissions from the officials.
What temperature you achieved in this sterilization?
Inside temperature, it reached to 45 to 52. It reached to 45 to 52. But the trick here is that you should know, when you lay the polythene sheet all over 1 acre of poly house, you should make sure that all the doors are shut. In 1 month or 2 months, nobody should enter inside and nobody should go from inside, can go outside. It should be shut, completely closed. One condition. Second thing, one time you can enter, and if you see this type of droplets below the surface of the polythene sheet, it means that it is good. The soil is getting soil-raised. This is a technical thing that you have to observe. If it is not coming, that means your soil is not getting solarized. Simple technique. Okay. And we were not resting. We closed the poly house and we didn't rest. What we were doing simultaneously, it's very important. Under the state conditions, this was a farmer, we gather the FYM. FYM, you know, ma'am? Farmyard manure or vermicompost, poultry manure, any manure. I think it is easily available from the farmers' fields. So, and the bioagents, we procure from the state agriculture universities, especially from the Tamil Nadu, Assam agriculture universities. We procured, we bought to the farmers' field, and we multiplied under the shade conditions with the continuous turnings for 1 week, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. A very important, if you are active, farmer is active. This is also one of the formula. And we applied this FYM. After you remove the polythene sheet, you apply this FYM 15 days before transplanting, and those you can standardize according to your state conditions. Okay. So these are the results that we got. This is non-solarized T6. You can see here, there are no plants, fully infested with nematodes, and this is solarized plants. There was a good plant growth. Clear cut, the result was there. So the farmer was happy. And sir, I want to tell you one more thing, that we adopted for, this is one of the model I am telling. The Haryana was farmers, before they put the poly house, they give the soil samples to us for testing. So we give a certificate that yes, this particular site is free of nematodes, then only the government will give subsidy to raise the poly house. This is what the practice, and till now, since 2018, we processed 5,000 samples I have mentioned here. 5,000 samples we mentioned, 5,000 reports were submitted to the Haryana farmers. And this should be the major focus. So nematodes in the plantation crops, you were asking, no, ma'am. So major nematodes are like burrowing nematode, root knot nematode, and incognita and lesion nematode. These are the major nematodes that are associated with the plantation crops. So coconut also is infected by this burrowing nematode, which is known as an Rhadophilus similis. Here, there you can see these type of the lesions on the roots. This means it is infected by this. This is a migratory endoparasite. It enters into the root and it causes lesions. And Erica net also, you will find Phalus similis. Here also in coffee also you can find Pretalenchus. And the major thing is that the major technique that has adopted in Kerala is grafting of coffee cultivars susceptible to the nematodes on the resistant rootstocks. This is what the practice adopted by this Kerala agriculture universities. And black pepper, this is a particular disease caused by the nematode, that is Rhadophilus similis, and this disease name is known as an yellows or slow wilt of black pepper. Ma'am, I think you have seen this thing. Here also 200 gram of neem cake per vine along with Pseudomonas fluorescens. Remember that bioagent should not be applied directly, it should be multiplied in the FYM for at least 1 or 1.5 months, and then only you have to apply. This gives a very effective results for managing plant parasitic nematodes. And beetle vine also you can see there the roots, small knots on the roots. Cardamom, here also we apply the neem cake and we remove and distracted plants. Banana is mainly infected with this nematode. Not only with burrowing nematode but also with the root knot nematode. Banana is present across the country. Anybody has seen this type of symptoms in banana? Yes, back. Anybody has seen this type of roots on the banana? This type of suckers? This is not prevalent in this is prevalent in Maharashtra also. From Maharashtra, anybody? Maharashtra officers? There are no Maharashtra officers.
There are 4 officers, sir, from Maharashtra.
Who are there? Please raise.
Maharashtra.
Have you seen this type of symptoms, madam? Banana? Yes? So have you ever thought what is this of? Have you shown to any university? Rahori. Okay. So Rahori Center deals to manage these type of problems. So this is a comb which is caused necrosis and tunneling. Nematode causes tunneling type of symptoms, and again this is caused by Pretalenchus coffee, that is root knot nematode. So 3 or 4 nematodes in group, they are causing damage. Group means not in one place. I am telling it's a group of the nematodes who cause these type of damages in the banana. So eventually the plant dies. This is, you can see the knots on the banana tips. This is what I was talking, disease complex in banana, and this treatment is a very practiced in India. This combination pairing, hot water treatment and application of these bioagents. The time of the application is you should know the time of the application of the bioagents. It's not that if you apply in summer it won't work. You should see the proper conducive conditions for application of the bioagents, especially in India because we have vast diversity in the climatic conditions. So this was one of the experiments in untreated control. The plant was looking like this, and when we had given treatment with 2 particular treatments, the yield was good. These are the few methods I had mentioned here. So again, nurseries. Which state field functionaries are directly leading with nurseries? Anybody? नर्सरी की पौधों के साथ कौन काम कर रहे हैं? No. Yeah, I'm telling government nurseries only. You are having. You are running. So you are finding any nematode problems? No, it is there. Yeah, Andhra Pradesh, ladies, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, in Kadiyam. Kadiyam is the hub of nematode problems. I tell you, Kadiyam is a small place in Rajahmundry, in Andhra Pradesh. Kadium exports these nursery plants across the world. कडियम से कोई भी चीज आता है तो आप प्लीज उसे टेस्ट कर लेना, ठीक है, बिकॉज इट इज फुल्ली इन्फेस्टेड विथ निमेटोड्स. It's a small place in Rajahmundry, near in coastal Andhra. That place, it earns crores of rupees in exports. So to India also they are sending the planting materials. So in UP, Haryana, Punjab, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, all these states, in guava and pomegranate, it is infested. They are fully infested with nematodes. I will show you the pictures. See, these are the infected seedlings from the nursery plants. These are the infected seedlings from the nursery plants. And not only nematode, in combination with the fusarium, these nursery plants of the guava has been infected. And this problem comes only in the nursery stage. Madam, this problem comes only in the nursery stages, and the farmer buys and plants in his field, then the plant dies. It won't come. So we get complaints from the Haryana, Rajasthan farmers that they are devastating few acres of the land. So farmers are under so much of loss. Okay. So, and this particular name of nematode is Melaleuca enterolobi. I hope you know this name, Melaleuca enterolobi. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, they know. So what we developed is that we remove the infected plants, no other option. Then we grow the marigold or the sunham, and we apply the Poconia or purpureous psyllium at the rate of 60 gram per day along with FIM. These bioagents have been developed by TNU. We collaborate with TNU, ICR collaborates with TNU, and we develop. And if anybody wants, the TNU supplies also. Okay, and it is very meager cost. So again, in citrus plants also, the root knot infestation has been observed. So you can see here, the nematode infested Goa clone with minute galls. The picture is not clear here. And in pomegranate and guava, we won't find big galls like in cucurbits. Very minute galls. Very minute galls. Don't confuse it with rhizobacteria, okay? Rhizobacteria is like this. Galls are like this. Okay, rhizobacteria will come, if we do like this, it will comes out. Gall won't come out because it is inside the root. So this is one of the thing you have to keep in mind. This we bought from that Kadiam nursery only. Okay, so these are the nursery plants, and it is fully infested with root knot nematode, especially from the Gujarat and Maharashtra. It's not moving. See, when somebody go to the nursery, and if you see these type of the symptoms, it means that root knot is there. Don't confuse it with wilt or something. Root knot problem is there, and when you transfer it to the field, this type of bushy type of guava plant is there. It means it is infested with this root knot or the fusarium complex. So these are the few, because I am giving in Tamil Nadu, so I thought of highlighting few isolates. These are the few isolates which work in the farmer's field. Now, another important thing how to manage this nematode is raising planting free materials. So, if we solve the problem at the first stage only, then there will be no problem in the last stages, right? So this stage is very important. So better to go for grafting. Which type of layering? Which type of layering? Ground layering or air layering? Air layering. Why? Yeah, because nematodes are soil borne. So to avoid, it's better to go for air layering. And after air layering, found these type of the healthy plants. A clear-cut picture of the healthy plants. Healthy roots were there. And going for tissue culture plants in the crops where it is feasible. It's not moving. I hope you all understood up to now. Any doubt? Interesting, thank you. Yeah, farmers what they do, fully irrigate the field and then they put the polythene cover. Slight irrigation you have to give and then you have to put the polythene cover. That is very important. Yes, and then using the soilless medium, especially in the polyhouse, especially in the raising these bags, we should use the soilless medium and that too sterilized one. Okay, sterilized one. Air layering you all know. Using nematode free soil for hardening when we use this hardening method you all know, no? So at that time also you should use the nematode free soil. Now how, and the question should come that how to raise the nematode free soil. That should come to your mind. Solarization of the soil. How? No. In peak summers when the temperatures are very high, you please make a heap, put the polythene sheet as I had mentioned here and put 2 stones over there, otherwise the polythene sheet will go. Okay. Small things, very important. This is first thing you have to do. This is what I had written here. Again, after filling that soil in the polythene bags, again you put a polythene bag on it. Again you solarize it. So this is double solarization. This is double solarization. And then you fill the soil in the polythene bags for hardening or for raising the nematode free planting material, especially in guava and pomegranates. Like this. Sir, I want to add here that we suggested the Haryana state agriculture to use this technology and it has been successful. Sir, it's not moving. You only move it. And use of the virgin soil. This technology is not that much prevalent in India because virgin soil is very difficult to cleaning. Next. So just 2 minutes, it's over. Sir. And of course I explained how to incorporate the bioagents. Next. And very important, we have to cover it under the, either you have to keep it under the shade or you have to cover it. Next. Next, you remove all this. So these are the few methods that I have been listed, general methods. Next. 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 So last line I mentioned here, that is very important to, like you, that you should be trained to explain these problems to the farmers and convince them to apply the management practices. Next. It's not soil sample. Just last minute, how to collect the soil sample. This is very important. How to collect the soil sample. Next, sir, I will show it in picture. These are the things that you should have in your offices. Next. Next. So you have to collect from the root zone, especially half a kilo of the soil, and you have to put it in double polythene sheet, not a single polythene sheet, double polythene sheet. You should label it. Next. And you should write all this table and then you have to submit it to the lab, any state agriculture university or the scientist for testing the nematodes. This is very important. Next. So new emerging problems, these are the running slides. I just want to show you the pictures. Next. This you already seen. This is in Andhra Pradesh. Yes, these are the new problems in beetle vine of root knot nematode. Next. And this again in Gujarat, root knot nematode in tuberose. Next. This is in beetle vine. Yes, Kerala. Kerala, anybody in Kerala, from Kerala? No. Next. Again in Kerala. This I am showing across the India, ma'am, all the new emerging problems. This again in Kerala, this pepper wilt problems. Next. Root knot nematode. And banana in Tamil Nadu. Next. So this is in potatoes and root knot nematode in Gujarat. And you can see in Kerala in coleus, ashcots. Next. This again in Karnataka, small knots. This again in your Chinese potato, In Chinese potato also root knot infestation you can see. Next, in Krishnagiri district, in carrot, it is nematode infested. In medicinal plants, yes. Thank you. So I proved here that nematodes are present everywhere. Kerala? किस बीमारी का? मैडम इसका इलाज फार्मर को बायो एजेंट्स बोलिए यूज़ करने के लिए. और बायो एजेंट्स आप कौन से स्टेट से हैं? मध्य प्रदेश. हमारा कोई सेंटर नहीं है मध्य प्रदेश. यू कैन कॉन्टैक्ट मी. You can contact me. You can take my email ID and phone number also, and I will tell you the source from you can procure bio, not purchase. You can procure the bio and you can supply to the farmers. And next thing is tell the farmer to uproot it and burn it immediately. First thing. Second thing, application of these bioagents. Third thing, if in polyhouse farmer is laying cucumber, tell him to and take capsicum. But that thing you have to convince it. Yes. 1 ton of FYM में you have to add 2 to 3 kilos of bioagent.
Once at a time and then we'll just turn up.
Yeah, farmer generally applies the bioagents every 3 months or 6 months, right? Every time he can do it. This is not a very costly method. Very easy, simple. Yeah, yeah.
In your slide you have shown the use of carbofuran.
Yeah.
So in Assam we don't usually
Yeah, carbofuran is now banned. It is all old management practices. We are developing it with bioagents.
we don't do much polyhouse for open field conditions. So soil polarization is a problem because the area is very huge. So in that case, is there any new chemical that can be applied in?
New chemicals are there, but farmers are facing the problem of phytotoxicity. So we generally don't recommend them. We tell them to apply these bioagents only.
And ma'am, also the problem is there because even if we change the crop, then root knot is a common problem in the other crop as well.
No. Root knot that infect vegetables don't infect cereals. Cereal root knot nematodes are different. Vegetable root knot not different. Fruit nematodes are different. So that's why crop rotation is very important. Or relay cropping. So that thing you should know from a nematologist. You can ask me, okay?
Ma'am, about nursery that you told, after soil solarization, we have to fill those soils in bags. And then we have to solarize that again.
Yeah.
For how much time we can solarize?
जब तक आपकी स्टेट में धूप है. June, July. You're from Jabalpur, no?
No, I'm from Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah, full heat, na? 2 months. 2 months.
Hello.
1 month that soil solarization and 2 months in bags.
1 month is enough. In South India, we won't get that much hot conditions, so 1 month is enough. Or 15 days is also enough with good heat. Any questions?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Now,
Even Dr. Kranti is in your WhatsApp group, so after the workshop or conference, she will be continuing the group. So any question you want or any help you want from her, she is available to you.
Yes. Sir, one last question. Sir, I can't hear you. Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. Yes.
So nowadays they are taking the nematode problem, the porking.
Porking, yes.
So, but the farmers they are not following the crop rotation.
Yes.
So from GNU they have recommended the azlomycin.
Yes.
But as you have told, soil solarization it is not possible.
Yeah, where the soil solarization is not possible, you can go for resistant cultivars that are available with the TNAU or this application of the bioagents. 2 bioagents I had mentioned here, na, they are really working on them. Yes. Yes. First year they won't be convinced, ma'am. Second year they won't convince, but third year they have to remove the crop because the farmers will be left with no option. There won't be any yield. So, ma'am, resistant cultivars that are available in other institutes, like in IIHR and all these things in Bangalore, the resistant cultivars are they are available. They can grow, but the farmer should have that adaptability. It's a challenging. Okay, sir.
First, I would like to say that I'm very impressed for your presentation and your lecture. It's very good. But I have two questions. I see in the presentation the white dobium, which is geophyte.
What's the white?
Geophyte, on geophyte bulbs.
Which bulb, sir? Geophytes bulb. Okay.
Geophyte. And my question is that you mentioned that you don't use any chemicals in the solution. It's to put it on 55 degree for 20 minutes. So what is the effective of the treatment?
Which treatment, sir? 50?
55 degree for 20 minutes, you mentioned something like that.
What was the treatment for the geophytes?
That banana suckers treatment. In hot water, we dip the banana suckers at which is the temperature is of 55 degrees centigrade.
Okay, for banana, it's acceptable maybe. I don't know what is the result of the test. But I ask you about the bulbs.
Bulbs.
When you have a bulbs, like you show the dobium in your presentation,
Yes.
what is the solution?
So
And the second question, I didn't see on all the presentation talking about the nematode Dithyrhynchus, which is the Dithyrhynchus. It's one of the danger effective in the bulbs on which is we grow in let's say or in onion or in garlic or in another geophyte.
So onion, garlic, they are antagonistic crops. We won't find nematodes. Of course, in onion, nematodes are coming nowadays, but garlic is an antagonistic crop. So garlic and another marigold, we can grow it as an antagonistic crop to control, as trap crops.
Okay, one of the problem of the spread nematode here, then more than 90% from the crops, it's under flood irrigation. We know that the effective of the nematode on flood irrigation is tremendously higher than if you work on drip irrigation or maybe you work with any sprinklers. Did you find any, let's say, any different or any solution, or what is it?
So biology of each and every nematodes is very different. Like in rice, if we give like SRI cultivation that we follow in the top Jammu and Kashmir, this root knot nematode, it prefers SRI condition, means flood, water, no water, no water, no water. Few nematodes, it goes tremendously in the flood conditions. So it depends. We should know the biology of the nematodes, and accordingly we have to manage the water, especially in rice.
Okay.
Especially in upland rice also, we find this root knot nematode is a very big problem across the country.
I agree with you. Also, when we do the last test or trial on the rice with drip irrigation, then we found nematode.
Yeah, especially nurseries, sir? Nursery conditions?
It was in, I think, Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh.
Yes.
We also developed one technology like before nurseries, cultivation, you can solarize that particular area by putting a polythene cover as you showed in poly house. Then you can raise nursery on the plants. This is the one technique we are now generating. It will come in the coming years.
Also, my last, let's say,
Yes, no
words,
problems.
want to your permission. The poly which is we use in
What,
the poly, which is we use in the greenhouses, is different from the open field.
Yes.
So farmer and also our people, agriculture officer, have to know this is not the same poly.
It's not example.
It's not the same polyethylene? And how does the difference?
Because
affect?
if we go to the solar sterilization, which is one of the options, okay?
Okay.
And in the greenhouses, let's say the temperature can, of course, with a drip irrigation, because without drip irrigation, there is no use.
Yes.
Then the temperature is about 45 maybe 50 degrees.
Yes.
When we apply with the drip irrigation, then we can reach sometimes even to 60 degrees.
Yes.
Okay? Everything, as you mentioned, has to be closed.
Closed. Yes.
And please don't open before 2 months.
Yeah.
But we have to found it.
Yeah.
As you remember, in the hot season, sometimes we get also rain.
Yes, sir.
So poly house, if it's not covered, and we get the water on the poly,
Yes.
everything is collapsed.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because the temperature is reduced.
Yes, sir.
So all those, which is we try to apply day by day in the Center of Excellence because we are aware about it.
Yeah.
We cannot use limits in all the places, as you know, it's very popular, but it's do the work. And this is integrated solution.
Yeah. It is integrated solution, but I am totally speaking about the organic growers.
Okay, that's we leave it for
That's the
another.
challenge. That's the
Let
main
me tell
challenge.
you, this is a
Otherwise,
big-
it's very easy to suggest the nematicides to the farmers.
This is a big challenge,
Yeah.
but I think it's a separate lecture because we confuse in many places what is organic or not organic.
Oh.
What is the IFOAM? What is meaning about the protocol, how to grow organic. I can tell you the places where I was with the farmer, Center of Excellence, if we have to export the product, we are not passing the exams. Because we can call it in a local organic, but for overseas, it's not organic.
Okay.
But this is for another lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Okay, I'd like to ask you a question also. You mentioned when you were talking about, I think, the guava. Guava, yes. You said that you can plant marigold and root hemp around it. Yes. Yeah. And is that because it repels them, or is it because it's a trap?
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Nematodes also get repelled.
So it's
It
a
is
trap.
not only one solution.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the farmer can grow the marigold. At the same time, he has to give the biogen treatment every 3 months.
Right, I see.
As I had given the dose here.
It will go to the.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it will
No, no.
actually affect the marigold, but not the guava.
No. Marigold root leeches will repel the nematodes.
It will repel. It's not a trap.
It's not a trap.
repelling.
It's antagonistic.
Okay, because then you did not speak about traps.
No.
Because I know that in Senegal, for example, they are growing vegetables and they are using once a year at least, one season, ground nuts as a trap for the nematodes. It doesn't really solve the problem, but like you said, it helps manage it because the ground nuts is a trap. And once they have the season of the ground nuts, the next season will have a lot less nematodes in it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kranti. Thank you, Tami. Thank you. Now, we are running out of the time, but still we have 2 more lectures.
Sir, yeah.
But before that, we will go for a very short break, which is tea. You enjoy the tea and we reassemble here again.